Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Five Count. I'm John Edwards. That's Big George with a North-South connection, representing Dallas, Texas, and Collingwood. Dramatic pause, Ontario, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, we are happy to be here talking to sports tonight. George, we got some real things to talk about tonight. And listen, it's gonna be a pretty Canadian effort. The first probably little bit of this episode. I'll just tell you that right now. Lots of big things happening in Canada, in Toronto, by the way. Lots of big things. So, George, how you doing?
I'm good. You know what? Dallas is definitely one of those places that is very interesting. World Cup is here. So a lot of the traffic and a lot of the people coming from out of town, just kind of seeing the game is definitely have been an experience to see. But of course, like I say, you know, if you love sports, you love, like, Dallas is a sports city. So a lot of things that happen here are really catered really well. So I know a lot of people are having a really good time, but, you know, that's Dallas right now. How are things in the upper north?
The Great White North? It's hot as hell here. It's really hot. It gets hot. People think, oh, it's cold. Yeah, it gets cold. It's very extreme weathers. Cold and hot as hell. The World Cup, they had it in Toronto. I guess Ronaldo played in it. Tickets were going for like $96,000. I was like, Jesus. As my dad once said, talking about some musical artist, he said, I wouldn't walk across the street to see. That's how I feel about the World Cup. But I will tell you this. I'd work at a restaurant on the weekend, and it is packed. People, we have a TV on the patio. We have a really nice patio in this village, so it's really just packed. And I mean, more money in my pocket, so it's really good. But it's so that's good. But again, the FIFA deal with the red card that was reversed, it wasn't brought back. Then Belgium kicks your ass and starts doing the shuffle. I was all for that. I thought that was pretty good karma.
Of course, you know. But you know, hey, that's sports. I mean, look, in every other sport that America takes seriously, in certain aspects, we kind of dominate the way.
But listen, because you guys got money and people. That's what you have. You have lots of money and lots of people. You're going to produce great athletes because you have so many people. Like, you have 10 times the amount of people. Yes, absolutely. There's tons of money in U.S. sports. Don't get me that. Tons of money. You have tons of money. That's why, you know, like.
In my entire football career, probably like $46. All right.
Yeah, but there are thousands of like that. You guys have Olympic athletes in every sport. You take it seriously. That's the one thing is, you know, you guys take your sport seriously, but you're like 10 times the size of us, you know, and like, yeah, and we still produce like great NBA. But when you think about the size of Canada and the kind of level of athletes we produce, it's pretty astonishing. I mean, yes, hockey. Everyone's like, yeah, of course, but fuck hockey. Like, we produce the best hockey players in the world, and no, it's but how it's going up here is right now we got to give a celebration. We got to celebrate. We got to give a clap to the retirement.
We got to give to that.
Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry. I tell you what.
Flowers. We got to give Kyle Lowry his flowers.
He's my favorite Raptor of all time, and he's the greatest Raptor of all time. There is no question. Kyle Lowry is.
People are really trying to debate that, and I've seen.
There's no debate about it. None.
Some people have really like tried to pick out some things, and I'm like,
no.
The fact that you're trying to pick this out to be a competition to where they've already chosen the person who is the greatest Raptor of all time, and they say, and if other players who were there for the championship that they won showed up to say that this is the greatest Raptor of all time, and they agree,
Vince Carter said it.
Right, and your opinion doesn't matter to me if the other players that you said that were better say no, it was Kyle. Like,
listen, as a Raptor fan, as a kid who, when the Toronto Raptors, I don't know how this happened. this is white privilege right here. This is white privilege coming up. It's the Toronto Raptors announced their thing. I don't know if Isaiah came out of the dinosaur egg yet or not, but the next day they announced it. I had a Raptors t-shirt. My mom got it for me. I guess she went somewhere and they had them. I had a Raptors t-shirt like the day after they announced the logo. So Kyle Lowry's the greatest Raptor of all time because he played the game like a hockey player. Mm-hmm. And he said it at his press conference, and I'm so happy he said it because it's true. Toronto's a hockey town, and we like our hockey players tough. As Donnie Mike Myers in the movie Mystery Alaska played Dornhofer. I forget the guy's name right now, but Mike Myers did it beautifully. It was an homage to the legendary commentator here, Don Cherry. But he said, if you ain't playing this game with a big heart and a big bag of knuckles, that's what we like in our hockey players. And so, we expect toughness, and he was just the epitome of toughness. Took charges, drove the lane hard, great shooter, excellent defender. He's an defender as far as
he's kind of putting that regard. But Kyle Lowry definitely played both sides of the ball very well. He was a great player in his position.
And I think what's important to understand, especially for basketball players, because we always were the city where you didn't stay. Vince put it on the map. Vince did so much for Canadian basketball. Vince's legacy is like Shea. That's like Vince's legacy because those were the kids who started watching basketball when he was a superstar here. And it was a bad ending, whatever. He left. Tracy McGrady left. Chris Bosh left. He and DeMar were the guys like, no, we're going to stay. Yeah. This is a good – this
that
is
was
a cool
whole
deal.
Thing. Him and DeMar DeRozan sticking around was a big thing for Canada. And not even just for Canada, it was just one of those things that they were like, no, we staying here. And it was kind of like people were trying to peel them away. I remember Sacramento had a whole bunch of talks with, DeMar trying to get him there. LA, because he was from LA, and they tried to use that to go ahead and get him lured there, but he stayed in Toronto. So,
So he stayed and just was played with his heart, and they just ran into LeBron every goddamn year. He was a dog, and when they won that championship, that was yes, Kyle, because he finally got it. And he was a big part of that. Look at that team. That team's really good. We're talking about the Raptors today, a really good ball club, but they need a big. We had Marc Gasol and we had Serge Ibaka, who were just dogs,
defensive anchors.
And could shoot it. Kawhi, obviously, we had Kyle Lowry. Norm was a star. Fred VanVleet, he had the kid. He couldn't make a shot for love or money, and then he had the kid, and he couldn't miss. He got MVP votes in the finals. That's how good Fred VanVleet was. That team was really good, but Kyle was the heart, and it's just he retired a Raptor. He owns part of the Toronto Tempo, and you got me saying Toronto. You don't pronounce the other T. It's Toronto.
Don't blame me.
Or,
you live there.
I know. I'm letting you know. Or if you really want to go, it's Trana. But anyway, so but they I think he was just the epitome. He was a tough player, and I'm so happy that he retired as a Raptor. And it's cool. Segue. Kawhi was there. Now the Raptors get Kawhi Leonard, which I think is the big. There's been so many trades in the NBA, and Jaylen Brown to the Sixers is big, but I don't think it's as big as Kawhi to the Raptors. I mean, and I want to say this. I want to say this first, though. Thank you to Brandon Ingram. He's another guy who wanted to come here, and he was a good player. And I hope he does great. He had nothing but good things to say about him. But Kawhi is a closer that we kind of need, especially with the young dogs we got beside him. We're going to be a tough team to play defense with playing defense. That's for damn sure. And but I'm so happy he's here. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "There's no way he's using this for leverage. He's still cold. He didn't like the cold, but well, guess what? Like he does like our staff. He does like Alex McKechnie to keep him healthy, and I think he does like Scotty Barnes and Colin Murray-Boyles and the other dudes we got on here. So George, that's a big one. Kawhi to the Raps.
Kawhi to the Raptors was really, really a big move, but I think the one thing about that move for me is that it makes y'all a juggernaut in a way that nobody expected. Y'all did keep a lot of important pieces to go ahead and make this trade. And I think that's the thing about it for me that kind of sticks with, because y'all still have RJ Barrett, right?
Yeah.
So
like
y'all have RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard, Colin Murray-Boyles. I'm just like this.
We got Quickly. We still got Quickly. And we'll see what happens with Pirtle. I still think we need another big somewhere.
I don't think
but I think I
just don't think
I think that you might see Murray-Boyles. I know that we've got a lot of big bigs in the East, but like I think you see Murray-Boyles develop maybe in that role sometimes as more of a smaller, because he's a good defender. Absolutely. And I think and just kind of see if hopefully we can distribute to the other two.
NBA
because
has a lot of good young players, like Colin Murray-Boyles, like Dylan Harper for the Spurs. Like there's a lot of young guards that are really, really good that are in the NBA.
That kid that went to Utah, Peterson.
Hey, he's going to be nice. And I feel like he's going to be a nice little scoring engine if he can keep it consistent. So we'll see how that goes. But
so, George, another big thing that happened is LeBron left the Lakers. And
he's the number one free agent right now at 42.
And we'll see where he goes. I think Minnesota is the place he should go. I think he should go to Minnesota because you put him in there with my cousin Anthony Edwards, and you got Rudy Gobert to play defense. Like you got players like the ball kid.
The thing. That team, in my opinion, would fit him, but he would have to still do too much at his age to go ahead and make that work.
Or he goes to Cleveland, probably Cleveland or Miami, right? Like that's
Philly. I say go to Philly. Go ahead and ride that wave. Because guess what? Joel Embiid can't be as healthy as he's going to be forever. He has literally an all-star lineup if he goes with Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, and Joel Embiid. Add LeBron James in there. You can swap a lot of players out to go ahead and move the bench. You don't have to have LeBron James as the main ball carrier because, of course, you got Maxey and Jaylen Brown who probably going to bring the ball up the court. Or they can play this Russian roulette game where they play who's going to bring the ball up court, because all four of them have done this before where they run the offense at a half court and can easily get people to move around. LeBron might be the best at it because his, art of assisting players. And then, of course, like I say, he has the players to score. So it might be fun to watch, but at the same time, I don't know if they do it. I mean, it's LeBron James. He can go anywhere. And I think that Miami trip would be insane. Insane. Because I don't know if like I say, kind of the same reason why I would not want him to go to Minnesota. His usage would be extremely high in a team like that. Because who do you have bringing the ball up the court? Giannis,
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, like who is bringing the ball up the court? And I'm not saying that you don't have to have a point guard there, but I'm saying that there's not a point guard there right now that I see that's gonna be like, oh, I'm taking the ball out of LeBron James' hands.
Well,
that guy. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I don't know in this late year if that's something that you want to go ahead and focus on, but we'll see.
But the most interesting story of the NBA had to be the Los Angeles Lakers replacing LeBron James. It's three white dudes, Luka, Reeves, and Walker Kessler. And Stephen A. Smith, as only he could do, says, this ain't golf. Like, are you kidding? Listen, they're all good players. Like, don't, like, but it's like that line in, like, The Longest Yard. You got no brothers.
Yeah, no brothers. I think the one thing about that is, it's like if Stephen A. says it, you have to kind of look at it objectively, but at the same time,
but in this case, he's kind of right.
It's accurate. Like, you hate who said it, but it's just like, I mean,
everyone's thinking it. It's not like there's not like anyone who pays attention to sports isn't like, listen, like.
I mean, you can't
49 Celtics. Like, what are we doing?
You can't tell me it don't look away. Within 3 days, everybody with color other than Jared Vanderbilt is off the roster. If you got a fade in the Lakers locker room last year, your ass is gone.
But anyway, they did draft a young kid, and I think you know, like, they are good. Like that, the facts are the facts. They are good. But George, I got to get one thing in one thing I got to get in. Nobody wants to hear about. Who cares? You are. This weekend, UFC 329, the return of Conor McGregor against Max Bless Holloway. This is a Max Holloway fan. He's my favorite fighter. I saw him in 2 dog fights live. And Max is a stud, and I think Max gets it done. I just think 5 years out of the cage against a guy like Max Holloway, who fights the best guys in the world all the time, is a little bit too much, but we'll see. You never know. McGregor's still got power, so we'll see. The co-main event is Benoit Saint-Denis, the French machine, against Paddy Pimblett from Liverpool, and he looks like one of the fucking Beatles. He's got the mop top and the accent, and he says "Scousers," because, like, I guess that's what they call people in Liverpool. Scousers you can't knock me out. And fucking Justin Gaethje tried as he much, couldn't knock him out. He's tough, and I think Paddy wins it. I think Paddy's a star. He's a good fighter. He just, really good fighter, great charisma. I think he's going to be massive. He's massive in the UK, but he's massive here too. He's a big star. So that's the 2 main, and then Corey Sandhagen against Mario Bautista at 135 pounds bantamweight. For people who watch UFC, they know anything at 135 pounds is tough. That fucking division is full of killers, full of dudes who can fight for the title, and these are 2 studs. So it's good card, George, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Toronto Maple Leafs.
I knew it was coming. That's what I wanted to hear about. I was waiting. I knew Kyle Lowry was going to be in there, but I'm waiting on this Maple Leafs news. What do we got?
So the Toronto Maple Leafs have hired a new assistant coach. And for those who don't know, there's a thing called the Battle of Ontario. And it's between the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators. And for years in the early 2000s, 90s, we played them in the playoffs. And we always beat them. They're always inferior. And I don't like them as an organization. I don't like Ottawa as a city to begin with. I've had nothing but terrible experiences in Ottawa. I got lost when I was in grade 8. The bus took off, and I'm lost in Ottawa to go call the cops and be like, I have to get back here. And then in 2000 and then in 2017, my family and I were coming back from the Maritimes. I had driven 12 hours. We showed up at this place. They had no food. They were rude. And I said, this is bullshit. And the guy said, what, you're going to say that in front of your kids? And I got in his face. I said, listen, you don't tell me what to say. It was just with the hotel. It was just a terrible experience. And I hate their hockey team. I never liked them. They never drew a crowd except when the Leafs were in. And but their best player that they've ever had was a guy who battled us for a lot and hit Darcy Tucker from behind. Was a guy named Daniel Alfredson. He's their best player of all time. We hired him as assistant coach this week. George, I just listen. I think it's maybe it's what we need. Maybe we need the enemy's best player to come over and give us his knowledge and help us win the Stanley Cup. Because believe me, if I see Daniel Alfredson hosting the Stanley Cup and the Toronto Maple Leafs Stanley Cup thing on the ice, I will maybe cry from joy to know that the Senators fans are just going to be just disgusted.
Because
that is please, hockey gods, be doing our thing. But I tell you what, they've been making a ton of moves. We signed up Sergei Bobrovsky. He's a goaltender for the Florida Panthers, won 2 Stanley Cups, Vezina trophies. He had a bad year last year. He's 37, but we've had good experience in our history with overage goaltenders. And we had Eddie Belfour, and he was older, and he played great. Curtis Joseph was a little older. He played great. And now we have Sergei Bobrovsky. He had a bad year last year, but everyone in Florida had a bad year last year. They had like 12 regulars out, including the captain, Matthew Tkachuk. They were decimated. So, like maybe it'll work. We got a lot of guys.
Like a John Elway walking the Super Bowl trophy down, Alliance State.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that.
That's the Canadian version
who couldn't handle the noise in Arrowhead Stadium. Oh my God, what a they're making too much noise.
How much noise did they make when you were walking that trophy down? In
oh my God, that was beautiful. And that's what maybe that's what we need. We need some, but like they signed hockey especially is one of those sports where you need guys who do the dirty work. Like, in basketball, the guys who rebound, the guys, like Rick Mahorn types.
Yeah.
That's important to have in hockey. And we got some really good guys who are good at like face-offs and penalty killing, because it's a certain skill set you have to have when you're 4 hockey players playing against 5. You got to know where to be. So we got guys who could do that. And we drafted Gavin McKenna, just a number 1 pick, just a kid from Whitehorse, Yukon. George, that's so far north. It's ridiculous. Like it's like really, it's the Arctic. It's like, and like he played like just on the pond and just, had this stuff. But like, we're going to add him to Austin Matthews, who was an American gold medalist in the Olympics, 70 goals 1 year. Just like, George, I think we're on the right track. Damn it. We're coming. I think we're close. I think we're contenders. We're contenders.
And maybe this year y'all get it. So
I don't know if it's this year, but just one before I die. That's all we need.
Well, no, I don't know if y'all get y'all's championship. We know that that has to be seen. You have to see what the season looks like to even start to even predict.
We'll see. But I think they got a good club. But George, now we're going to go to our top 5, and it's our top 5 all-time NBA starting 5. So we got 5 positions.
We have to lay this out for everybody watching and not. Neither one of us will choose in this here team Michael Jordan or LeBron James. So let that sink in. We're not going to go into this whole monotonous, this team is better because they have Jordan. This team is better because they have LeBron. Everybody else played basketball too. So there's some names that you got to work in to kind of see exactly which still be the best, 5. But that's what we're here to see. So let's do it.
George, kick it off. Who's your first player?
So let's go to the dial. I have to go for small forward. So this is kind of tough because in my mind, I know which small forward I would pick.
Yep.
So now I have to kind of go against what I would normally pick, but I'm going to have to go with the second best option, in my opinion, and go Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. God damn it.
Did I take the mayonnaise off your sandwich?
Yeah. Larry, you know what? Like, I've watched a lot of documentaries about Magic and Bird just because I don't think people get what they did. They saved the NBA. They saved it. And it took both of them because, like, one dude was, black and one dude was.
You needed a
yeah,
rivalry.
and they didn't like each other for a while. And but Larry Bird was just, he was a dog, man. Like,
Yeah.
I love the stories when they tell him, like, Larry be like, you got a white dude guard me? Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing?
Like, Larry knew how good he was, and that's the thing. Like, some people call it arrogance when you know how good you are. you want to be challenged. That's the thing. I want to be challenged. I want to look. That's why he hated Magic Johnson so much, because he actually challenged him.
He definitely challenged him.
So at the end of the day, I'm like this. Wouldn't I hate the person who I can't always just defeat? At the end of the day, everybody else I'm just talking trash to because I have to run it that way. Yeah. But against this guy, I have to play a little bit differently. So it kind of gets to a point where we're trying to figure out exactly, hey, what is going to be the best way to beat this guy? First off, Larry can shoot that thing from anywhere.
Oh, I love Isaiah Thomas. His mother-in-law called his jump shot silent death.
It was. It was the purest. It was crazy how pure it was. Like, sometimes it didn't hit the rim, and it was just just pure. The net didn't move. Like, I was just like, bro, like, he practiced this shot every day somewhere.
But he was a passing wizard too. I think that's the thing about Larry Bird. He could pass, he could rebound, and he could really rebound. Like, he was tough.
Like 6'9".
He was a tough.
He was like 6'9".
6'9". Like, just
that was easy.
Like, but if you've never watched Magic and Bird Courtship Arrivals, it's highly recommended. It's an HBO documentary. It's beautiful. It really delves into the rivalry and what Magic and Bird did for the NBA. So, George, do I have to pick a small forward, or do I get to pick my own?
No, we have to go ahead and go to the dial. Let's see.
Perfect.
Shooting guard. Let's go.
Kobe Bryant.
There's no argument there. I don't have anything to say other than positive things about Kobe Bryant because, of course,
I don't know what to say. Like, I mean,
there's literally
pretty much.
If you want a carbon copy of Michael Jordan, you basically just got him, because at the end of the day, he was the most like Jordan as far as his skill set, and of course,
and his competitiveness.
His killer instinct. In my mind, his killer instinct was a little bit different than Jordan, because I think he had to be, because at certain points he didn't have what Jordan had. At the end of the day, Jordan still had a sidekick most of the time when he was doing well, and I think that point,
Kobe had Shaq. Yeah, Kobe had Shaq.
What did he have in 2010? What did he have in 2010? Listen, I'm not saying like he did, but like it's just like Jordan. So like, I like Scottie Pippen. He's a good player, and they're a playoff team. But with him, they're a championship team, because he was that. But like, Kobe had that same kind of mindset, and a great ball player. So shooting guard, George, pick your next one. Let me see. Let me go to the dial. Point guard. So for point guard, this is a very interesting topic, because, of course, we talked about Bird and Magic. I'm not going to take him because he's not there in my mind for what I want as far as the GOAT team. Now, of course, Magic Johnson is probably one of the greatest point guards of all time. But I just, I want something a little different. So I'm going to take something a little different. Probably going to go against the grain. Probably going to hurt some feelings with this one. It's my team. So I'm going Stephen Curry. Simply because there's no reason that, like, there's no shooting that I'm gonna not need. Now, everything else beyond this point is just gonna be what I would need. That's literally it, because him as a point guard, the one thing I don't like is that he doesn't pass enough. But I don't think he can, because it's like he's the best shooter on the team, and him passing is just like.
So Magic Johnson and kind of Shaq, they kind of changed the game in their way, in that Magic was a passing wizard and a 6'9" passing wizard different. Shaq was so unguardable that you had to have a big dominant center. You didn't have that, you didn't have nothing. Steph Curry changed the game in that, like, you had to hit threes.
You had to match him.
And that's what the game is about in a lot of ways now, is hit threes.
He's not a player that you can, and this is the thing about Steph Curry. he doesn't have to get started when you get started. That's the thing. Steph Curry could be going dry for 3 quarters, and you still have to play defense on his ass in the parking lot because you know for a fact that once that fire is lit, it's on. So, yeah, I'm taking Steph Curry. There's no fire hotter at that point guard position. So let's roll him.
Spin it.
Power forward.
Power forward. Tim Duncan.
Fair.
Big fundamental.
Fair. I would definitely take a Tim Duncan L there. You gotta, there's nothing more sound than Tim Duncan at that position.
Like just, I mean, when you're pretty much the pillar of 5 championship teams, you know, like I think that, like he was just so good and just so like low key, which was really interesting. So Tim Duncan, George, spin it.
Let's see. I already picked my small forward, so I'll spin again. Okay, power forward. I'll go power forward. I need some defense. I need some good defense, but there's only so many power forwards I want to take. I want to take an underrated power forward so bad because he's your favorite power forward's worst nightmare, but it's not going to go out that way to the people who like numbers. But I'm gonna make him an honorable mention. He's gonna be my honorable mention. This is an honorable mention pick. I'm gonna just make it early. Rasheed Wallace at the power forward position instead of anybody.
Very nice.
But I'm going Kevin Garnett for the team.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I got to go Kevin Garnett, but Rasheed Wallace is great. Now Kevin Garnett, he's gonna be everything I need him to be as far as a defensive pillar. He's going to basically make you guys work for everything that you kind of get. So I hope Tim has eaten his Wheaties. Okay. So let's spin it. Let's see what we got.
Tim's going to be just fine.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Center. Go ahead.
Shaq, baby. Shaq. God damn it. Yes. Shaq. Listen, I respect all those centers. I'm sorry, but the greatest center I've ever seen is Shaq. Nobody dominated. Nobody, like, he changed the game so much. Like, yeah, I lost to Hakeem in his younger years. I get that. But, like, when he was at his peak, man, he was just – you fired into the big fella, and he just going to muscle you. And just, like, he turned out to be, like, he's, like, the best human being. Like, there's nothing you can't love about Shaq. You know, you see videos of him every day. Just like, it's just like, so
doing all
Shaq, 100% Shaq. Next up.
Okay. Let me see what I got. We're at the point where we're starting to spin the wheel and starts to do that thing. Shooting guard. Okay.
I got a good one.
All time. I got one in mind, but I'm trying to think. Do I have anybody better than that? And I don't have anybody better than Dwayne Wade.
Oh, that's interesting.
I don't have anybody better than Dwayne Wade.
I was thinking Reggie Miller.
Nah, Reggie Miller was a great shooter, but
that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Dwayne Wade was lights out, baby. So
good. Yeah, that was a good.
I think all I have left is center, and all you have left is what, point guard,
small forward.
So since we're at this particular portion, I'm gonna let you go ahead and pick which one you want to go ahead and take at this point, because we know which ones you need. But you can
okay.
One. So who is your choice? Will it be small forward or point guard?
It's gonna be point guard, and it's gonna be Magic Johnson.
Okay, fair. Hey, take the guy that you feel is gonna make your team the best.
Well, because I think that obviously 6'9", he's defensively he's good, and he's a passing wizard. And if you're putting together this team, you need a guy who wants to pass the ball, and nobody passed the ball like Magic Johnson. Get it to Kobe, get it to Shaq, get it to Tim Duncan. I mean, he's probably the right point guard for this team.
Yeah,
you got other guys who are going to score. Like you got all these guys can score, and Tim Duncan and Shaq can rebound, and yeah, it'll be I got Magic. So you got to pick your center.
I'm gonna go extremely unorthodox with this one, but it rounds out my team perfectly.
Yeah,
Nikola Jokic.
Jokic, eh?
I need somebody who's going to be able to pass the ball and get away from Shaq and not make him as effective. Yeah, he's going to do his thing. And not, I'm never going to say he's not. But Shaq ain't defending nobody on the three-point line as well. So, and Jokic plays out there very well. So my team is a bunch of shooting lights out motherfuckers. So hopefully they hot. But I got to round it out because I don't know who I'm playing in full just yet. Who is your small forward, my good man?
Dr. J.
Oh, okay. Not mad about it. I think Dr. J is one of the pioneers. He was like Jordan before Jordans, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I watched the ABA documentary on Prime. It's a lot about Dr. J because he was, oh my God, just boom, just could do everything. Yeah, like that's a quality club. You mentioned honorable mentions. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Absolutely.
I think is an honorable mention. Charles Barkley.
Absolutely.
Stockton.
They're all the greats, but I know for a fact, like I say, Rasheed Wallace is definitely one of those honorable mentions that you're not going to get. And I say this because he was everybody's worst nightmare at that power forward position his time. 6'11", can shoot from anywhere, can take it up the court with his left hand. Another person who you won't hear too much about, and this is another potential honorable mention, Chris Paul. People don't give Chris Paul enough credit. I feel like Chris Paul had a long career, but the way his career ended or is coming down to the end of it, or the lack of whatever this is at this point for him, is really stank for Chris Paul. But Chris Paul had a lot of great years in New Orleans. He had a lot of great years in LA. And I want to be like 100% honest, like he made a lot of teams significantly much better than they actually were. Him and James Harden took the Rockets to the Western Conference Finals. And then he ends up getting hurt. So they not necessarily they lose because he gets hurt, but it's just the whole fact that he gets hurt and the roster's not the same. They even go contend at that point. But Chris Paul's an honorable mention there.
Point guards also too, Isaiah Thomas.
Absolutely.
Isaiah Thomas. And
not the one for Boston. We're talking about Detroit basketball here.
The Pistons. As a kid who had a Pistons jacket, got at a yard sale. Like a Pistons starter jacket in like 88. But Isaiah Thomas
in 88 was probably like something. If you pulled that out now and put it on eBay, some weirdo in America probably would pay $4,000 for it.
Probably. And Allen Iverson.
Can't forget Allen Iverson. I think that's a good honorable mention in every sports closet. I feel like the Iverson effect was kind of like, in my mind, there's two athletes who are synonymous with their sports for almost the exact same reasons. Michael Vick and Allen Iverson, to me, are kind of synonymous in that reason of, not that one, but at the same time, just how they were dynamic in their leagues, how they were the first to be able to do a lot of things from that position and not necessarily the full size. They were unorthodox because Allen Iverson was smaller, but he was, playing in the land of giants. He wasn't Muggsy Bogues, but he was, much.
Yeah, but he had that dog in him.
Look, he was running up in the paint against Shaq. Let that sink in. And
Yeah,
was fearless when he did it.
Yeah, definitely they kind of changed the game in similar ways. And they're both from the same area. They're both from like the same part of Virginia. Like how crazy is that? At this one small part, that's what I mean. Like, like it's a small place, like in Virginia, and they produce didn't Randy Moss come from like down similar, like area? Like Jesus Christ, like, like what's in the water? Like, can we find? I
feel like athletes come in patches. Like in certain areas, they come in patches. Like even in Southeast Texas, I talk about it a lot. Like Jamal Charles, Earl Thomas, and
Jesus Christ,
Steven Jackson, just all kind of talent, and just that Jimmy Johnson, the head coach for the Cowboys, Southeast Texas, right there. So I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of talent that comes out of that area.
Because you got a lot of people. You got a lot of people. Like like Port Arthur's like a bigger town, like considered a smaller city, right? It like here it would be one of the bigger cities in terms of population. In our county, like the biggest city is 150,000. Like we have a lot of space, but we have like very few. So that's kind of comparable to population size. But one more name on the honorable mention list, though, Steve Nash. Gotta throw a Canuck on there.
That's an honorable mention. Steve Nash that I would say is my pushback is that I feel like everywhere he went, he had a successful team. Like I just feel like every team he had was extremely loaded. Like it's not one team that you can't be like, oh, Steve Nash was the biggest superstar on there because it was just him and somebody else.
He got 2 MVPs. Like, what are we doing? Like,
I'm not saying he didn't deserve them. I mean, he had to make that jelly work. But at the same time,
anyway, he's not on the all-time list. The all-time lists are really, really good. Team George is Steph Curry, Dwayne Wade, Jokic, Larry Bird, and Kevin Garnett. But they're going up against Team John, and Team John looks like a pretty good club. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Dr. J, and Tim Duncan.
I'm just saying. Like, it's a very, you know what? I'm going to let the fans vote. Let's let the fans team is actually going to be the team that takes over because there's a lot of offense and defense in this. And I don't know who actually, takes it.
We'll put it out there. See if we get any response to which team wins. But
let's put out a little poll. It's been a while since we put out a poll.
Been a while, but George, that's great. That's a great way to end it. What a couple of ball clubs you put together. Really good.
I think I like that. I might put that together on 2K and see what that does, just to run it.
I bet you it's good. So anyway, George, we're gonna get out of here.
Yeah, no.
It's been a great night.
Hopefully you had a great night, people in YouTube and X world. I hope everybody feels great. Thank y'all for watching. If y'all are watching,
y'all watch us later. Thanks a lot. Anyway,
peace.
Everyone have a good night.